Okay, so that is
Okay.
one observation. And the second thing is, so here you have used this if condition. This is a condition written. If will only give true or false. Okay. So it is not, it won't give 1, 2, 3 or this kind of options. It will only give true or false. So you have to break this into multiple steps. Remember I told like a small kid, you can
Yes, sir.
only one instruction at a time.
Okay.
So you should only, I'll show you how to rewrite this, okay? But
Okay.
here I see a problem here. I know you have written it. It is good you have put your thought here. But you can break it into 3, 4 steps actually. This will become maybe 5 to 6 different steps. Because every step is just, you can check one value at a time. You can't tell computer to check 1, 2, 3. You are accepting the language and you are looping 5 times, right? This also we can see how to loop 5 times.
Okay.
So everything is a if else, if else. It's only if condition. And good you have tried to break it and then you are playing. Thanks, you have chosen these languages. Welcome to State Bank and you are stopping. So the overall flow is good. A little bit fine tuning we need, and you will learn a little bit concepts here. We'll try to expand upon what we have learned. But this is a good attempt. Second exercise I saw. Second one is also good. Little bit here you have used these symbols accurately, which is good. You're telling enter. After entering, you should accept it. Okay, you have to accept one item at a time. You should tell please enter your student name. Then one more parallelogram.
The next stage.
Yeah, no, but before that, enter student name and you should tell input the student name.
Okay.
Then you should tell enter age. Then you should tell input the age.
Okay.
Then you should tell enter the math mark. Then input the math mark. Then check the marks. So you can see given this is a very complex instruction. Computer cannot understand so many things.
Okay.
These 2 steps will become 6 steps.
6 steps.
No, you
6
got the
to
idea.
7. Yes, sir. Yes.
Exactly. I'm just telling enter means display enter. So we'll learn a little bit about few commands also or few functions. When we do programming, right? When I directly interact with the computer, we use operating system. We use commands. So I showed you in MS Word, right? Sorry, in
Yes.
the command.
CD prompt. Command
Correct.
prompt.
Correct. Those are all commands. Here, whatever you do, these are commands. But when you write a program, there are few functions. We call them as functions. Programming language will give a function. The function, like for example, print is one function. We're telling print, and it takes one parameter. We tell function takes a parameter. So whatever you give in the parameter, everything it will print. Where will it print? It will print on the screen. We tell print, so don't get confused. Print means to the computer,
Okay.
right? Computer will ask where can I print?
We are asking, and there should be
Correct.
an input and there should be output.
Correct. There should always be input and output. Default input and default output is screen and keyboard.
For every command,
Correct.
there
For the
should be an
computer.
input and output separate.
Correct. See, a computer can print in different places, right? Print meaning it can print on a printer.
Yes, sir.
I will tell. I'll show you. We'll write this program. Okay, we'll rewrite this.
Okay.
That will be today's exercise. And also while doing that, we'll learn few extra things. So you will practice the same concept with more new concepts in programming. And whatever you are learning, it will slowly are transitioning into coding language. Okay. So first we'll do with diagram, then slowly we'll start using some standard terms. And those terms, there are equivalent functions. So we'll write it in English language and then move on to some Java programming. So here also this is good. You're accepting things. After accepting math mark, you're checking whether the marks is more than 35. You're telling go to number 2. This is good use of connectors. You can use a circle here, okay? Small round circle. There is a circle. I didn't teach you about that. But generally we can use like this. You have written 2 here, right? So those kind of round circles you can use. They are called as connectors. But it's okay. Pictorially, you have tried to depict. If it is more, you are telling go to 2. So there is a mistake here, okay? You are, after accepting maths, you check that maths is more. So you went to 2 to find the math plus science and English, but you have not yet accepted science here.
Yes,
At this
sir.
point, right, you only have maths marks. You asked for maths, you are telling computer to check, and you went here. It will tell maths is
It, sh-
there. It is collected. Math mark is collected. You should
it should go to science.
correct, exactly. You should first go, continue to go to science, continue to go to English,
English.
and then go here. Anywhere it is less, then you exit.
Oh, okay, okay.
Okay, so you got the idea, right? These connectors,
Uh,
if you are going to 2, you just continue. If it is yes, you
yes.
continue to science.
Yes, we'll go to science and then it will go to English and then it will go
Correct,
to the 2.
correct. Here you have told no means you are telling go to number 3. Number 3 is
Three.
fail. You are stopping. So what you have to do is, if the marks is more than 35, it is good.
Go
Maths
to,
is,
go
you
to
just
science.
collect, go to
Enter
science,
science.
ask science. Okay. And that is also good. Ask English. Okay. But if it is not, then you are telling go to number 3, which is you have failed.
Okay.
Stop here. No need for continuing. You have failed and stop there only. No need to
Okay.
continue.
Mm.
And this is good. Go to 2, but instead of go to 2, go to science. You draw a line.
Science.
For example, what is this? This is a, I opened in this one. Okay, anyway, the idea is you got the idea, right?
I got it, sir.
That is the correction. Others are following this. Yeah, you can give me a minute. Somebody has a question. Okay, so we'll take the same picture. I will try to do a small correction. Okay, so let me take the screen. We'll go with this one. This is a simple exercise, and then we'll review what other people have submitted. I'll take the same picture. So the you just trace the steps. Okay, the steps that I'm saying is, instead of going to go to 2, you should tell go to science, because marks are, you're able to hear me, right?
Yes, sir. Go
Marks
to
are higher,
science.
so you're telling okay, this is good, so I'll continue. But here marks is less. If it is less, we are telling
Go to
display
3.
this. Yeah, you can do like this. So I'll put a connector here. You just use a connector. A round
Okay.
circle, generally we use a circle. You can tell go to, we call it as A or B. And here you tell B is starting here. We have used numbers, but we use, what do you say? We use
Alphabets.
alphabets.
Variables.
Not variables, alphabets. Okay.
Okay.
I'll teach you about variables today. What is variables? And So this writing it on paper, right? You're starting to think like a computer, one step at a time, and one instruction and get the input. One instruction, get the input. Using that input, you are starting to work on that numbers. If the number is true, do this. Number is false, do like this. If it is true, then signs. Again, same thing here. So I will not do all these corrections. You got the idea.
Yes, sir.
We're telling continue, get the English marks.
Yes.
False means you are telling, okay, go and exit here. I know I can connect here or here, basically. Both are one and the same. Because when you draw on paper, you may not have sufficient space. So we use connectors. You can write it in multiple pages. Once you get all the three, then you are calculating the, see, this is a rectangle, which is correct. Because this is, we are telling computer to calculate internally.
Mhm.
You just calculate, keep the value with you. And
Okay.
then again you are doing, do the average calculation. This is also correct.
The display ones should have been in a parallelogram.
Correct. This display should be parallelogram. That's correct. So it should be parallelogram like this. Whenever display is there, it is a parallelogram.
Okay.
Whenever input is there, it is a parallelogram. You're asking user to enter, you're telling, hey computer, get the value from the user. Hey computer, display this value to the user.
Okay.
See, you are the programmer. Okay, this is my program. And in this, I'm telling computer, display this message.
Okay.
Okay, display this message. Hmm? Then after displaying, computer tell, I have displayed. What should I do next? I'm telling after displaying, accept the value.
Accept. Okay.
Okay, you're telling accept the value. What should I accept? Do one item at a time. Okay, accept.
Okay. Name and then next age.
Correct. One at a time. Only one value at a time. Because
Yes.
computer cannot ask, give me your age, address, details. It will not know
Together
what.
together it cannot take.
It cannot take multiple things. One value at a time. Okay. Now in
Okay.
this example, right, whatever you are seeing, you are telling enter the name. You're telling, hey, display, enter the name. You're telling to the computer,
Okay.
computer display, what I have to display, enter
Only
your,
the
you have
name.
to
Only the
write
name.
the full sentence, correct? So I will start writing one clear program and I'll teach you a little bit concepts about variables, constants. What is a variable? What is a constant? And what else? What else? Little bit about operators. Okay, these three things you learn for today. Anyway, while we solve this, you'll also understand how to use the if condition. This is called if condition. Okay, if will only take yes or no. I'll teach these three concepts. If you know this much, right, you are already starting to write programs basically. It is only now you have to learn the language. You know how to give instruction to the computer by doing this. I'll start your program. Okay, we'll do very quickly. Okay, so this we are telling start. It's very small, but let me make it. Let me go a little bit small only. You're just telling start. You're telling the computer to start the program. After start, you're telling I'll use the symbols. Instead of drawing, right, I can copy paste. Let me see if I can draw it once and reuse it. think this is working. Remember this words, okay? Wherever I type it in capital letters, right? We'll
Okay.
start calling this as functions.
Okay.
How will you start? You'll tell, please
Enter name,
please
student
enter
name.
your student's name. You give one colon and then you will give space and double quote. Okay.
Okay.
So generally, this is called as a string.
Okay.
Okay. I know these are new words for you. Just get a habit of understanding, hearing this.
क्या नाम ब्रो इसका?
I will, on the side, I will keep a track of all the words that you learn. Functions, strings. Okay, you are telling computer to do this. Display. We are telling computer display. Where should I display? On the screen. Computer
On
has
the
to
screen.
display. You are giving a command. You are giving a function. Okay, you are telling display. What should I display? Computer will ask,
Students.
what should I display? Enter the whole thing. Whatever you type, it will display as it is. After displaying, then you are telling, okay,
We
now
are giving a input.
correct. Then we are telling input, or you can call it as accept. This is again a
Okay.
function. There will be a function called accept or input. Okay.
Okay.
What should I accept? Accept. I'll keep it in uppercase. I'll keep it in italics. Okay.
Okay.
It's easy to. So we are telling computer to accept this whatever he
Student
enters, right?
name. Okay.
That one you store it here. We are telling get it from the keyboard.
You're writing a name.
Correct. And that name you store it here. That's what we are telling to the computer.
Okay.
So hope everybody is following. Okay. This is called a variable. This is called a function. This is called a variable. Now, see what we are doing here is the basic idea is when I start a program, I basically have to write one more symbol here. I'll tell you what it is. And then you can I'll cut this, paste, move it a little bit down. I'll keep one process, big process here. Okay. I'll tell you what it is. Whenever we start the program, we tell computer to allocate some memory, okay, some variables. See, we are accepting, we are telling computer to accept a value and store it here, right? This I called it as a bucket in my first class. We told whatever user is entering in your example right here. In this example, you are accepting the student age, student name, age, math mark, science marks. Where will it store this? So computer, we have to tell to the computer, create some buckets, create some storage. Okay, I'm calling it as bucket in simple words. It is called a variable. Okay, there are two things, variable and constants. What we are telling computer is declare, you use these terms, declare student name. So we are telling computer to create variable called student name. This is a storage basically. Okay, it is like you can imagine this like a small container or a box. We are telling student age. Then what else we took? Name, age. Then the marks, right?
Marks. Maths, marks, science marks.
Maths marks. What and all did we use in our program, right? See, we
Okay.
use so many things here.
Maths marks, English
Computer,
marks, science
correct.
marks.
So what we
Total,
are,
average.
exactly, we are telling computer to, hey, please enter name. and somebody is entering, the user is entering the name. Computer has to capture that name, and we are where it should store. We are telling store it in one variable called student name. Same way, get the value of age, store it there, math mark. So it needs all these variables. We call this as variables. Whatever you use in the program, right? Whatever values you are accepting from the user, and whatever you need a temporary space also, storage also to do some calculations. I'll give you that example. Okay, science marks, English marks. I'm using commas. Okay, remember this. So far, what and all we used? We asked the user to enter this name, age, marks, math mark, science, English. And also we told computer to do a total, correct? That's also, it has to store total in one variable. I need one more bucket. Think of all this as maybe you have some different glasses of water, right? You're keeping a glass of water and you're filling that glass with values. Uh, there was a game that we used to play. I'm not recollecting that. So you need a space to store that value. Okay. So these are all called as variable. You are asking the computer to store there. Total is one. You also used average. Average is another one. What else did you use here? You told I want to store the science, English, then total, then average. The remaining is all value display messages. So this many things you have used in your program, right? So you have to declare all of this. You're telling computer first to declare all this. You call this as variables. You give a keyword called variable. Yeah. So somebody is telling pass fail, but pass fail is not a variable. You are just giving a message, right? You are saying, hey, you passed. That's not a variable. In your program here, after doing all the calculation, you are telling, yes, you passed. Yes, you failed. But this is not a variable. You are not storing something. This is just a message, like how you are telling, please enter your name. Enter your name is not a variable. It is just a message you are giving. Variable is something where you are storing values. You got the idea, right? So we declare all the variables here in the beginning. We can declare it anywhere, okay? Are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
The rule is when you are starting to use here, see, you're using, please enter your student name and you're accepting the name here, right? Computer will think, where should I store this? Computer doesn't know, where should I store? I'll accept it, but where to store? So before you use this, you have to declare it. So you can do one thing. You can tell here also. You can see my cursor. After display, you can tell, hey, define or declare a variable called student name. Accept the name. Then you can tell, after this here, you can tell define another variable called age. Then you tell
Okay.
enter the age, accept the age. Before you use something, you need to allocate the space for that.
Okay.
Hope you are following this. Let me. Okay. Okay, it was here. So today we are going to learn about variables, right? I will also teach you about something called constant also here, okay? There are two things, variables and constants. When you tell it's a variable, you're also telling what type of variable it is. This is a name. I'm storing a name, right? Name is, it can be, name will be like characters. Sudha Murthy, Sudha Krishna, whatever, SUDHA. It is 5 characters, SUDHA, correct? It's not one character, it is 5 characters. So you can call, we can also call this as variable of what type? Variable of type, it is a string, we can tell. String means it is like a, you have seen a necklace, right? It's a string of beads, for example. So string of a necklace, you can call it as a string. So these words, you just have to start practicing, or you'll start learning, hearing these words in your programming languages. String is a sequence, or it's a set of characters. Okay. Age is what? Age is a number, correct? You can declare this as number. You're getting the idea, right? We are telling declare
Yes,
all the
sir.
variables. First one is it is of
String.
type string, and this is the name of that variable. Second one is a number, and this is the name of that variable, age, student age. Third one is also number. Okay, I'm using this number here, but you can, for learning purpose, you start using these numbers. Okay, number strings. When we start learning Java language, in Java language, we don't, again, there are different types of numbers. What I mean is, suppose you want to capture number with a decimal, right? Suppose you are calculating somebody's salary. Salary will be few thousand and few, what do you say, pesos, dollars and cents. So you may want to calculate the numeral part and also decimal part. So number means number is a whole number. It is only, it will not have fraction. It will only have the number part. It is a whole number. So there are data types. These are all called as data types. You will have integer is one of them. Integer is a int, integer. So for now, don't worry about that. Numbers, integers, decimal, fractions. You can tell subtypes what type of a number you want to store to the computer. For now, just learn it is a number. Okay, just in simple. When you start learning the language, you will know about the small minor differences between this. So these are all numbers. Try to write it in a easier line by line. Semicolon. Semicolon is what we use as a end of the line. I'll do one thing. Give me 1 minute. Or I can reduce it also. Maybe so you can see more. Okay, this is better. You're able to see my screen, I think. I hope.
Yes, sir.
See, you're building upon the same ideas, okay? Whatever you have learned so far. It's just that learning little bit about programming terminologies. So this many things are used in the below program. So below,
Okay.
before using that, you need to allocate some space for that. And you are giving a name for each item. So when you accept, you're telling computer to accept the name, it will ask in the keyboard, hey, enter. It is waiting for the user to enter. First message it gives is, please enter name, and it is waiting. When user keys in, it will only accept name, right? It's a string. Whatever it accepts until he enters, enter key is there on the keyboard, right? Whatever he types, it will keep on accepting. Once he hits the enter key, it will stop till that point. I'll just give me 1 minute. So at the end, you always put a semicolon. These are all called, computer will understand when you write like this, right? You have to give semicolon, means it's like in English language, you write after every sentence, you put a full stop, right? To tell this is my first sentence, this is my second sentence. In English language, you will put full stop at the end. So
Yes, sir.
likewise, in programming, you are using semicolon at the end. Okay. But don't worry, this is just a diagram, okay? We are not getting still into programming. This is little bit, it gives you an idea how we are giving instructions. When it runs this much, it will know this is one instruction. Computer will understand, I need to allocate a memory. I am allocating. Where it is used below, when you start using below it, computer will start using it. Okay, we'll continue. Okay, so I'm just telling, display the age, we are telling display, please enter student's name. Then we are telling accept the name. This whatever it accepts, it will start storing in this variable.
Okay.
So likewise, we will tell same thing for age. Only difference is, please enter your, instead of this, I'll tell please enter your age. It was 16, I believe. Looks something like this, okay? I know my diagram is not so pretty, but there's a quick way for you to write here. So next you are accepting the age. Likewise, you are then starting to accept. What is next?
Next, enter maths marks.
Yeah, next is enter math marks. So this way you are collecting all the details. What is the command? You will tell display. Display is your command.
Display maths marks.
Display you will tell.
Enter
Please,
my.
please enter your math. See, this is a sentence. So you are asking computer to print this. So you are just using whatever prettiest to best English language you are using here. But here you are telling this is like an internal to the computer, you are telling accept it and store the value.
Okay.
So this is not pretty, right? This is something like a very short form, but this is very meaningful, very grammatically correct sentences.
Yes.
So because these are all you are displaying to the user. This is all
Okay.
you are collecting inside the computer.
Okay.
So after you accept the marks, now you will start with the condition. So what you will do is you will tell check if the marks is,
If marks is
see this is a condition, we call this as a if condition, okay? It will only have two branches. After this, next is this, it will execute this step, and this step will always have a true or false as the output. What
okay.
will this have the output? This will have only one output. Whatever you tell, that is the output.
Okay.
Here, what is the result of this? This is also only one step. You are telling computer to accept. That's all. It can only accept it. Here, computer is simply waiting. Whatever you, until you key in the keyboard, it won't proceed. It is waiting for the user to key in. And here, it will simply display and it will stop there. And here, what it will do is it will execute a condition. This is always for conditions. It is
Okay.
called a if condition.
If
So if, remember that this is called if condition. And what we are telling here is if,
math marks is greater than
see, we did
35.
not accept, I think we forgot to accept the math mark, correct? After display, we have to accept it. We did not accept it also. We forgot to accept. So I'll put it little down. Okay, it is here. Here I will use this guy. Okay. Accept what to accept? Math mark.
Math marks.
See this name, whatever I used, right? It should be exactly matching with this name here. Okay. So
Okay.
that's how computer will know. Oh, okay. He's asking me to This is a number, I should only accept number.
Okay.
Suppose this is a number and user is typing ABCD instead of math mark. Computer is here telling enter math mark and it is waiting for the user to enter, right? And
Yes.
user, for example, he enters ABCD. Computer will give error. It will tell, hey, I can't store this number. I'm expecting a number, but you are giving a
Wrong
string.
input.
Correct, wrong input. So those are all called exception handling. Computer will give errors. That we'll learn later, okay, how to handle exception handling. But assume user will follow the instruction. He knows how to enter. He's entering it. We are very straightforward. We are going with lot of assumptions. We are hoping user will input correct values. Computer also will accept it and understand it. But there are in real life, what happens is users make a lot of mistakes. They make a lot of bugs and issues. So our program should be intelligent enough to handle. So we write those steps here. What will happen is, imagine if somebody is entering. So after this, right, again you need to check. See, I'll tell you what, I am not doing all those things here, but you will appreciate that. Okay, that is what happens in real life when you write a real program. After accepting the marks value, math value, you have to check here. This is a rectangle I'm writing. You have to check if actually it's a if else basically. Wherever check comes, right, check and it has to give you the result. It becomes a if condition. If you have to handle all the exceptions, right? If math marks is not a number, there is a way to check this number, okay? If you want to check, hey, I asked for number and you entered
Alphabet.
some alphabet. So I can check this. And if it gives a wrong one, I can tell, put this condition. I'll display a message. You entered a wrong input. I'll put it here, okay? So it's easy. See, it's all about you can draw wherever you want. I can put it here. You entered incorrect number. Please re-enter. What is this? This is a message, right? So you'll use the word display. You're telling the computer display, hey, you entered a wrong value in double quotes, then semicolon at the end. So what you're telling computer is if somebody enters a wrong value, so you put always true, false here.
That is false.
You can write either this, okay? You can write true here and false here. See, it is not a number. So yes, it is not a number. You want to display message. And after displaying message, what I want to do, I want to tell, hey, again, go back. I'll connect it here. I'll not allow him to continue. If he keeps making mistake, I'll keep bringing him back. Keep making mistake, I keep bringing back. I'll go in a circle. Only when he is entered a right number, I'll tell, okay, this is not, yes, this is the number. See, this condition is confusing for you, okay? We can write it in a simple way also. If math is a number, continue. We can do like that. Let us do like that. So it's easy. Your brain will not, because I used a not here, right? Your brain is going, what is this? It's confusing. You got the idea?
Yes,
I'll
sir.
put it like this. Right, we'll do like this. See, in programming, we have not, and, or, all types of operators. That is the beauty of programming. What happened? Let me bring it here. If false means continue like this. Here, what I have to do, I have to delete this guy. If math is a number, I
Continue
remove
down.
not. Correct. You got it right. What I
Yes,
did,
sir.
I removed not here,
Yes.
because as a human being, you will get confused when you use not. Are you not a male? If I ask you, will you be able to answer? Right? It is little confusing. Your mind doesn't immediately learn. Instead, if
Yes.
I ask a direct question, are you a female? You tell yes, I am female.
Yes.
But if I ask, are you not a male? Then you take 2 minutes to even understand what is he asking. You got it right?
Yes, sir. I got it.
So that is how we write in programs also. There is a not operator. There is a straightforward. If math equal to greater than 35, if it is not greater than 35, I can write like that.
Okay.
So you wrote here, right? You have in your example, you have written if it is greater than 35, go ahead. Less than 35, go like this, right? You can
Yes,
tell
sir.
if it is not greater than 35. It is the same
Okay.
idea. Only thing is you
Yes.
are asking a reverse question. So we'll keep it simple, okay? Because you're learning
Okay.
things. We'll keep simple conditions. You understood how I am putting a
Yes, sir.
loop in. Others are you following? Apart from Sudha, I don't hear others interacting. I want you guys to interact and let me see who else. Sahim, Preeti, are you able to follow? Any questions? Hello, you have to interact, Sahim and Preeti. Otherwise, you will not learn. Uzma, you also. I want you guys to participate. I can
Yes,
take
sir.
your examples. But is it sense or is it, am I repeating, is it too primitive? Okay, I'll continue with this, okay? So we'll
Okay,
finish
sir.
this one. And then we can take the other one also. See, the idea is you're learning variables here. You are learning how to declare things ahead of time. And I
Okay.
used and I used a rectangle here.
Okay,
And
sir.
everything is you're breaking into simple, small steps. Display, accept, display, accept, display, accept. You can't tell accept all the things in one statement. You're writing small statements. Okay, I accepted math mark. If it is correct, it's a number, then I'm telling, okay, next I'm
Okay.
checking. Is the math
Greater
mark
less
correct? I'm checking
than
is math mark greater than 35.
35. 35. Through down.
Yeah, no, I'm just readjusting this. If it is greater than 35. It is telling this is true. See, what
Then
is important is if condition will only give two things,
mark
true or false.
number as a number.
Correct. And also, um, we are telling if right, this is the if condition.
Yes.
If cannot have more than two branches. I can't have a
Okay.
third branch. I can't have fourth branch. Here
Okay.
you have written three branches here. Somewhere I saw in the previous example for that English math. Sorry. In this assignment, I saw you writing if it is English, Kannada, or Hindi, you have written three things, right?
Yes, sir.
This one I'll show you what is the beauty about this, okay? It will only
Okay.
take two things. So how do I use this if condition to check three things? Okay.
Okay.
So this concept I'll explain to you. Maybe you'll get an idea about this if else. Okay. We'll finish this and then we'll take that example.
Okay, sir.
Today, what is the time? Is it okay if we spend next another 15 more minutes?
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
hope you guys are okay. Okay. So what I did, I got math marks. I'm checking whether it's more than 35. Then I will tell, okay, continue it. This is a good marks. He's a pass student, so I want to continue. Next, I'll tell display.
Next, if it is more than 35, he has to enter science marks.
Correct. You're telling enter science display. Please enter double quotes. Remember this, okay? Practice these things. Display and double quotes. Please enter science marks.
Sir, the screen is
This is a string. Remember this, okay? This is a string. This is a function. Then you're telling accept
so the
science.
screen is you have to zoom out. I mean zoom in.
Okay, is it too small?
No,
Okay,
we can't see it. So only at the panel we can see.
okay. Is it better? Is it better now?
Okay, sir.
So I'll just I'll make it small. So and then I'll zoom in
Yes, sir.
so you people can see more. See again, same thing. You're checking same this kind of a condition here again. I just brought it. Okay. I'm just trying to reuse. Okay, don't worry about things. So here again, what happens? I am checking whether science marks is, if science is a number. So I told you here you have to use the exact variables, right? Otherwise it will not know, it will give error. It will tell what is this math? I don't know what is the meaning of math. You should tell math marks.
Math marks, okay.
Because above we told the name of that variable is math mark. Exact names you have to use. Science marks. Above whatever you told, same. Then it will know I have to accept and store in that variable. If you give different spelling mistakes, it will tell I don't understand what is this. It will give error. Computer will give error. It's like a child, okay? Computer doesn't know anything, whatever you tell. You have to give proper instruction, then only it will do. See, today for my son, I was telling, can you give me tape?
Okay.
And he is searching in the house, that measuring tape is just in front of him in the table. But he's searching for 5 minutes. And I asked him why you couldn't see the tape in front of you. And he said, hey, what tape? You just told me, give me tape. And he's thinking tape means insulation tape, or I was telling give me a measuring tape. So he told you should tell me measuring, right? You're searching for a insulation tape.
Maybe he thought it's a gum tape you want.
Correct. He thought it's a gum tape. So it's like a child, it's like a children, right? Computer also doesn't understand. You might be having something in your mind, but if you don't clearly tell, it will not understand. It's a number. Okay, you're just telling science marks is a number. True means continue, false means display, hey, this is incorrect. Please re-enter, and again it continues. You got this idea, right? So like
Yes,
this, you have
sir.
to break it. You see how many steps it is going into. It is becoming like a big,
Flowchart.
it will grow into like at least 50 to 60 steps.
Yes, sir.
15 to 16.
If you start counting, it will grow into so many steps.
Yes, sir.
But that is the fact. That is how you write a program, okay? But it's very, very simple, very easy. You got this idea right from the top. You are just continuing, reusing same concept again and again, and it becomes like a 5-page program. But
Okay.
once you execute, if it runs without errors, that is the happiness that you get. And you will use this for example, you give it to your college or school or university, and this program they will keep using it for 5 years, 10 years. They will use it for collecting students marks. They may have 5,000 students, and this program will run every day, and she'll be collecting the data. So that is the beauty of writing programs. You'll feel satisfied when you write this. Okay, English marks. I think I'm wasting time here, but we'll move on. You got the idea here. This same thing you learn to write it in sentences. Okay, next. I gave you some idea here, right? In this flowchart only I have used this kind of words, string, variable. Take a screenshot in your mobile, or this recording will be there. You can follow this again. These sentences, you write it as step number 1, do calculate all this. Step number 2, do this. Step number 3, step number 4. If you write it in WordPad or you write it in Excel, that is called a algorithm. Instead of writing diagrams, you're writing in English sentences. That is the next step. Okay, start learning to write algorithms.
Okay, sir.
Algorithm is more closer to coding language. Next, we'll transition that same algorithm. You will use a standard Java language. In Java, there are simple commands for computer. There are simple functions. We use those functions. Each step we use one function and we tell display. For display, there is a function called print. Okay, there is a function called print. For input and all, there is a way to tell I equal to accept I or input I.
Okay.
There are a few things. So, okay, so let me finish this quickly. And next is what? English. English marks. It's greater than 35. English mark and all the same sentences.
I think there is the science marks will remove, sir.
Yeah, after science we did English.
Okay.
So who was that? Who asked that question?
This is Rabia.
Okay, Ravi.
There is
So
2 boxes for marks, sir.
we took math first.
Yeah.
We took the math mark. Then we
Yes.
took science marks.
Yes, there is a mistake. Science marks 35. If science marks is a number, then English marks you write.
Yeah, here, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that is good. Good, you caught one error. See, this kind of mistakes happen when we write programs, right? We are
Okay.
writing lengthy instructions. We'll make
Okay.
mistakes. That
Okay.
is what we have to catch and correct it.
Okay.
Otherwise, when we execute, after writing this, you will again review 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. You'll keep reviewing step by step, step by step. Your mind will start working like a computer, basically. I can see that you people have already started thinking like a computer, which is good actually. So see, wherever it is false, right, what we are doing, we are telling you have to display one common message. Hey, you have failed. Sorry, this is again a display message, right? We'll take this. We're displaying. Sorry, you have failed in one of the language. This is a very common message I'm giving. But if I have to give separate messages, right? Hey, you have failed in science. You have failed in English. You have failed in math. What I have to do, I have to use this display separate display messages. But if I want to use just one common message, it's easy, right? I can just tell connect this also, because he failed in science. And here
Yes,
he
sir.
failed in English also. I'll connect it like this.
Connect. Okay, sir.
You got the idea, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
What I'm doing for everything, I'm just giving one message.
Yes, sir.
Overall, you have failed. That's all. 1, 2. What is the other place I'll give connection?
Max.
From math. 3 places I give the connection, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So you got the idea here. One message will serve for all the 3 people,
Yes.
all the 3 scenarios. And then after that, what will you do?
Fail. Yes,
You will
stop, stop.
enter.
Display fail. Yes.
No, we already
Stop,
displayed
stop.
failed.
We already
Stop.
displayed. Stop.
We are stopping the program. We are telling this is the end of the program.
Yes, sir.
Okay. But if I tell, hey, this is not good, I want to, because this is what happens. Your college will tell, I don't know which subject he failed. Can you not display
Okay.
proper messages? So then what I have to do, I have to come to my program. I should tell, oh, okay, man, I'll do it. I will
Okay.
write a separate message here. You failed in English.
Okay.
You got it, right?
Okay,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
You failed in maths.
In Max.
Because I'm going in this flow, I want to tell this, you failed in math, and then I have to, instead of connecting here, I will tell, okay, let him connect like this.
Stop.
Correct. Let him go and stop here.
Stop.
Okay.
And this one, I'll erase it. I'll tell, okay, I don't want to go this path. Delete this path. You got the idea, right?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
This is how we write the programs actually. Now, if he is continuing, here you know how to do it. Here, 2 more steps.
Yes,
Calculate
sir.
his total, calculate his average,
Then average.
and then you check one more condition. What we do
Yes.
after
If
calculating
average
this thing?
if average
If
is
it's
great,
greater than 50,
50.
it's pass.
Perfect.
Display.
Yes. Then you have to display it here.
Display pass.
Display you have passed. Otherwise, here also he might fail here.
Yes.
Okay, fail and pass.
Correct, right? And then you will stop here.
Yes.
So this stop, instead of writing one more stop, you can connect from here all the way to the stop.
Okay.
Hmm?
Only one start and stop, no, sir? All
Correct. Always
sir?
there will be usually one start and one stop.
Stop. Okay.
Okay.
But because writing this diagram, see, this is a simple program. There are sometimes we do a lot of processing, and your flowchart will go into 50 pages, 100 pages, 5,000 pages. We
Oh,
have programs
okay.
which are thousands of pages. We have written programs, and those 1,000-page program has to run less than 2 seconds. It will run. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
And there can be, imagine you have written 5,000 pages of code. Mistake can be in one or some remote place. You will get a wrong result. Program will stop somewhere. It will not give the right results. It will keep giving errors.
Yes, sir.
And that is what is the challenge to the programmer.
Okay.
You're playing, see, you're just playing with this simple 5 steps only, but you're using your brain, how to connect, how to tell computer what to do next. That is only programming. It is like a simple chess game. Chess, you learn how many 4 or 5 steps, right? Horse
Yes,
will
sir.
run like this, elephant goes like this. Only 5 things. But when you start playing, when 2 players are playing, how many combinations you can make out of it? And that game will go for 2 hours, right?
Yes.
Yes,
Sir.
sir.
Grandmaster Kasparov, and imagine who is the Indian, what's his name? Vishwanathan Anand. If they play, how many challenges they will hit, how many hours they will play. But they are playing with only these 5 moves. He's moving 2 steps, he's moving 1 step. They drag for 2 days, 1 day also they'll play, 5 days. Sometimes they don't, we have seen games where they run for so many days. So basically that is all it is all about coding, okay? See, today whatever you have learned, You have learned little bit, like I would say basic 20-30% you have already got the idea. Now the thing is how to write this in English language in algorithms.
Okay, sir.
We call it as algorithm. That's why I started using these keywords, little bit of strings, variables, all this. Same things you can write it in English language. And that English language, if you start using one of the Java or C language, C++, it will become a computer program. So it is easy. Don't get scared or don't get worried. It is only how many ideas you will use. Here, see how many ideas we used here. I can make it more efficient. I can make less number of steps. I can make it more detailed. So that is what you are applying your thought when you are writing programs. Okay, I'll not fill this one, but I think you got the idea
Yes, sir.
what we are doing. Now I'll take this second example and we'll end for today. See here, you had one unique challenge here. You are checking, you asked for the language here, and he
Yes,
can
sir.
only enter one language at a time, one,
Yes.
2, or 3 he will enter. Now you have to check, did he enter 1 or 2 or 3? I told if we'll only take 2 options, right? It is
Yes.
a true or false. It is not did he enter 1, did he enter 2, did he enter 3? You cannot check like that.
Then there will
If
be a rectangle.
yeah, see if you have it is like a if is a question. Okay, question will only have 0 or 1. It's a like a result. Did you pass your 10th grade? You will tell yes I passed,
Yes.
or you will tell no I failed, I did not pass. You can't tell no I am somewhat passed, I am somewhat little bit fail. Is there any answer like that?
No, sir.
No, nothing.
It is either true or false.
Yes, sir.
Did you go to school means you will tell yes I today I went to school. No, I did not go to school. So if condition, this is called a if condition in computer language. If is always giving output is always a true or false. Okay, it is written like this. I will give you a little bit syntax also, so you get a flavor of that. And you will understand how to use it. So you are telling if, you have to zoom in. I will zoom in later. If you have to break it into 5 parts basically. I'll tell you what I mean. Say I'm writing it like this. First condition I'm writing is, let me undo this one more time. What you're doing, you're accepting the language here, right? I'll take this symbol. So first what you're telling is enter the language option. It is English language, right? I don't have to give like this. I tell enter the language. Next I will tell accept the language. This is a variable, okay? Language option, whatever option he has entered, I am accepting it. He might enter 1, 2, or 3. Now I have to start checking what did he enter. I can do that like my previous exam. Did he enter a number? If not a number, send him keep back.
Okay.
Remember for maths we did that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
That kind of one check I can do here. I can tell, did he enter a number?
Okay.
Then I will
Okay.
tell if I have to check that, okay? If I don't have to check, ignore that, okay? But generally we do those kind of checks. Here I am doing one check, here I'm doing one check, otherwise I'm telling, and then I'm sending him back. This flow you understood. But what is important is this is true or false. That's what I told you. Is this a false? If this is a true.
Yes.
So here what we have to write? If
If it is
language option number. I told if will only give true or false, true or false. Zero means false, one means true. Okay. As I told electricals, right? Electrical circuit. Zero means
yes.
off, one means on. That is what is the idea here. True is always one. And here I'm giving a message here. Okay, not a valid number. I will display. Is what I'm telling you. Please enter a number. You are not entering a number. That's what I'm trying to scold that guy, the user.
Okay.
Now the idea, the fun thing I'll tell you, you have to check for three things, right? And I know it will give only two, a true or false. So now use your brain, okay? Start thinking how I have to. Computer will only have a true false condition, but I need to check three things. So this is where your creativity will come into picture. So what I'll do is I'll tell if language
English.
option. Yeah, go ahead, tell me.
One English.
Exactly. I can only check one thing at a time. I'm checking, did he enter one? I know he entered a number. It's a
Okay.
number I know.
Yes, sir.
So did he enter one means? I know, yeah, it is true. He entered one. Then I can display a message here.
Thank you for choosing one.
Yeah, or I will put it this side. Okay. Thank you for choosing.
English.
Thank you for choosing English. Then I can tell welcome to this English message I can give.
Yes.
Welcome to SBI Bank. Okay, here only I am giving it. I'm checking, did he enter one? I do this. I'll turn this guy. I'll tell this side is the true.
Okay.
And this one is the false. He did not enter one. So now what I have to do, I have to tell, okay, you did not enter one. Now let me continue. Did you enter two is what I need to check. Language option equal to
Two.
did he enter two?
Okay.
Same way. I can copy paste this, right? Let me copy paste this. One means I will display this message. Did he enter two means?
Two means in Kannada.
Kannada.
Then I'll tell you have a display namaskara something, right? You chose Kannada. Namaskara. Something. Swagata. Something you'll give it in Kannada language. Or third option he choices is three actually. He might select three here. If it is 3, we will put in Hindi language here.
Hindi language.
Okay, Suswagatam, something will play it here. But if it is not 1, 2, 3, it is something else. Correct?
Yes,
He might
sir.
enter a number only. He is entering numbers only. Because we did a first check his number here. We know he entered a number. That's why we are continuing in this flow.
Yes,
If
sir.
he did not enter a number, we'll tell you did not enter numbers. Please enter 1, 2, 3. But he entered a number, but it is not 1 or 2 or 3. He entered 4. For
Invalid
example.
number.
Exactly. So he might give an invalid number. He might be entering 4 or 5 or something, 9 or 10. Then you'll tell, hey, invalid option. Invalid number.
Try again.
Suppose only 1, 2 or 3. Please retry. And here I have to now check 5 times. I told you, right?
Yes, sir.
We have to check for 5 times. So here you have to keep one counter.
Okay.
Remember what is a counter? Counter means it's again a variable.
Very
In our previous example here, see, we took, this is my previous example. I declared all the numbers here, right?
Yes,
I
sir.
declared all
Yes,
the
sir.
student name, age. So like this, what we will do in this program is we'll declare something called number of attempt. I'll create a variable called number
Number of attempt.
attempts taken or number of attempts done.
Okay.
That is what I will do here. You got the idea, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So here I will declare something and I'll tell, what is it called? Declare. Wait a minute. Just 1 minute. So you can see. Okay, here it is. I'll tell declare variables. What is the first variable? I'll tell integer, or I'll tell, see, there is something called numbers, integers, long. Within numbers, there are
Float.
so many, yeah, there are so many variables are there. But for now, just learn numbers. Okay, I will tell attempt count. It is called attempt count. This is the name of the variable. And I will initialize it to 0. When the program starts, right?
Yes, sir.
I'm telling here, this is where the program starts. Where is it? Okay, here it is starting. When it starts, I'm telling create one variable called attempt.
Okay. Okay.
And it will be 0. In the beginning, it will be 0. But when I keep coming here, I start asking all this, enter the language option and all these things. We entered the number here, right? I know
Yes, sir.
he entered the number. So here I can do one. I have to insert here, okay? There's no space, but I'm just giving you an idea. Here, between these 2 steps, I'll do it like this. Comes here and then it goes here. This flow, I'll remove it. There's no flow here. Okay, after accept, it will go here. What I'm doing here is I'm telling attempt count equal to
0.
it was 0, but I want to increase
5.
it plus 1.
Plus 1.
No, I'm just increasing it by 1.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Plus 1.
I want to give him 5 chances, right?
Yes, sir.
So I'm telling if every time he enters, he comes back here, right? Invalid, he keeps in a loop here. So I'm telling first time increase it by 1. 0 becomes 1.
1. Okay.
And we are checking, okay, what is the number he entered? 1, 2, 3, nothing, it is invalid here. So here I'm checking if attempt count is greater than 5,
Greater than 5.
greater than or equal to 5.
Equal
It can
to
be
5.
equal to also, okay, greater or equal to. There is a symbol, these are all called operators.
Okay.
Like in plus also I showed you, right? Those are all operators.
Okay.
So we use mathematical operators while writing programming. We can write plus, minus, equal to, greater than, all these kind of things you can use it.
Multiplication.
Correct, multiplication, all those are there. So what we are telling is it true or false?
Okay.
If it is more than 5, I'm telling you have exhausted the number of tries.
Okay.
Thank you for calling. Bye bye. See you later. That's all.
Okay. Stop.
Stop. Display. You exceeded number of attempts.
Number of attempts.
Sorry. Disconnecting.
Okay.
And you stop it here. This is my stop.
Stop.
But if it has not reached 5, I have to continue, right? I have to give him
Yes,
chances.
sir. Continue.
So what I will do is I will tell, okay, if not, this is true and false. Has he exceeded? Yes, I'm telling true. No, he has not yet reached 5. So I'm telling false. Continue. Give him one more chance. From here, I'll drag it
So
all the way.
attempt plus attempt.
No need for adding because I already added here.
Okay.
So what you have to do is you have to take an example and run through this. I
Okay.
think it is, hopefully it is legible, it's visible. Okay. I know it is little small, but this is how your program will look like.
Okay.
See, if only two options. Everywhere, two options only.
Yes, sir.
If conditions. So we cannot do 3 or 4 like this. We can't do like this. So this one I'm breaking into multiple steps. Okay, I hope you all followed it. I know we are
Yes,
30
sir.
minutes past of class. But see, this is the foundation. I want you
Yes,
guys
sir.
to take your time. Don't rush through this.
Okay.
Soak it in. Absorb as
Okay,
much as
sir.
possible.
Okay,
Okay.
sir.
And maybe I'll give you another exercise. You try that exercise. And what we'll do next is you have learned these few fundamental things, right? Today we learned new terminology. String you learned, functions you learned, variables you learned, numbers. See, there are two things, variables and constants. I'll teach this also.
Okay.
These are one concept only because we are on the same topic. It's very quick. Okay, that's why these two I'll teach it to you. Numbers you have learned. There are different types of numbers. Okay, integer, double, float, long. What we are telling is computer to give only number means 1 to whatever whole numbers. Integer is also like that only, but it will have a short size. You can't put it in billion, trillions, or 15-digit numbers, 18-digit, 20-digit numbers and all. Okay. You can only
Okay.
store reasonable 7-digit, 8-digit, up to 10, 15 digits you can store. Double is where you can store very long. There is another thing called long. Okay. Float is where you can store the decimals also.
Hmm.
Okay. These are all data types. When you learn a language, Java language might have slightly different variants, but any programming will support this kind of standard numbers. These are all variables, right? What
Yes,
type
sir.
of variable I want to store? Next is there is something called character. Char we tell. Okay, char means single character. Please select
Okay.
A. Please select
A, B,
B.
C.
B.
Okay.
One character you can store. This any alphabet. It can also store other ampersand, percentage, dollar symbol.
Y
Any
and
symbol
L
on your
for yes or
keyboard,
no.
right?
Star
Correct.
symbol. Okay.
Any symbol on your keyboard, you can store in this character.
Okay.
Okay.
String means you can store any sentences.
Name or
Yeah, names, sentences also you can store.
okay.
Okay, a number also you can store. Number is also, somebody is asking me, can I store numbers? You can store numbers also in this. It is anything. It can be, usually it is represented inside a double quote. It can be big sentences like this. You remember here I gave this one, display, enter your name.
Yes.
These big sentences.
Yes, sir.
That is a string only. That's what I used.
In between double quotes.
Correct. In between double quotes, you will always use it. Character is single, and these are all numbers. There are some other data types called date. Time is there. You can store date and time. What else? So these are basic data types that you can use for inside a variable.
Okay.
Meaning whenever you want to store some
Boolean.
number, get it from, yeah, Boolean is correct. Good. Who was that?
Sudha, sir.
Sudha, okay. Yeah, good. You remember, I think, Java language. So Boolean is also one of the data types. It will only store true or false. Okay, it will store 1 or 0, basically. You can't store any other number in this. It is only 0 or 1, true or false. 0 means false, 1 means true.
Okay.
This is also one of the data types. Where it is useful when you are capturing only, please enter, you want to continue. Yes or
Connection.
no.
Okay.
Correct, right? Not connection. When you're asking, do you want to continue?
Okay.
User might tell, yes, I want to continue. Type yes, Y for
Okay.
continuing. Type N for
No.
discontinuing.
Okay. Discontinue.
So those places you can use Boolean. It is a single value you can store. Why we use all this? I can, instead of storing in Boolean, I can store it in number. Right? The idea
Yes,
is number will occupy more space in a computer.
Yes. Sir.
Character will take less space. Boolean will take even less, because it is only 0, 1. Character can be any character. It will convert that into appropriate number and store. Numbers, this will all take more. String will take unlimited. It's a big space. Okay, I will just finish on the constant and then we'll stop here. Okay. Constant is in our program. I'll go back to my program. See here, what we did is we asked him to enter the name, enter the age, enter all these things, right?
Okay.
Now, in my calculation, I am assuming 35 means pass. Correct, right?
Yes, sir.
yes, sir.
And I am only defining 50 is the average, then he is pass.
Yes, sir.
And here, what I am doing is I'm hard coding this. This number is there, right?
Yes, sir.
35, I'm always hard coding. Suppose I am studying in IASC. This
Okay.
program is for IASC, not for a regular school. And they tell in our university, pass mark is 50. 35 is not the pass mark. 50 is
Okay.
the passing mark.
Okay.
Another university I go, maybe I go to some Japan or US, and they tell pass marks is 75.
Okay.
Now, since I have hard coded this, right, I have to change this program everywhere, wherever 35 is there, right? Here 35, here
Yes,
35,
sir.
here 35. I have to change all these places.
Yes, sir.
Instead of this, what I can do is I can declare a constant. I will call it as a constant. So we'll tell, and it's a number, and I will tell passing marks. Individual passing
Marks.
this equal to, I will tell 35 here.
Okay.
See, I defined this and I'm giving a fixed number for this.
Okay. Okay.
This number I will not change. This is also a variable, but I am assigning a number here only in the beginning. See, this is also variable only, number and student age, number and math marks. But I'm not defining. Even if I define, I'm overriding here below.
Okay.
See, these are all, I'm just telling number. So it is like this, right? I can tell it is a constant of type number. And this is individual passing marks. And another is a constant number, total passing marks. 2 marks we have below, right? First one I'm telling the passing marks is 35. Second one is 50.
Okay.
And these two things I will use it below.
Okay.
Instead of hard coding everywhere, I'll tell you what is the advantage or what's the reason we do that way. So here, wherever you are comparing it, if it is greater than 35, right?
Yes, sir.
I will use this guy, individual passing marks. Is it greater than individual passing marks?
Okay.
Maths, is it greater? Yeah, true means I'll continue. What is this marks? Above I
35.
have defined. Here I have defined 35.
35.
This marks nobody can change because I defined it as a constant.
Okay.
In this program, it will always be 35.
Okay.
Tomorrow, this same program, I'm giving it to IASC, right? I told you. So if
Yes,
I'm
sir.
giving this to IASC, what I do is I simply change here. In IASC, I think
Yes,
passing
sir.
mark is 40, man.
40.
Let me change this. You got the idea, right?
Yes, sir.
But here, right, I can't use this individual passing mark. I can't tell here, hey, set passing mark equal to, I can't tell here, uh, individual passing marks equal to 55. I can't do like this. Computer will give error. Okay, computer will tell, hey, this is a constant. You can't change the constant like this. Constant is defined in the top and
Okay.
nobody can change the value like this. You can change the value of math marks. Suppose somebody wants to give a grace marks, right? For example, you can write program like anything. Yeah, you can think about a requirement. The school says, hey, he passed in all the subjects, man. One subject he got 35, meaning he got only 30. Put an extra condition. If he passed in other 2 marks, if English is greater than 35 and science is greater than 35, then math can be equal to 30 or greater than 30. Still you tell still pass. You got it right. One exception we want to give because he cleared everything, one subject, why to hold him back? You got the idea, right? If you have such a requirements, right, you can always write extra logic. You can change math. You can tell, okay, math, I'm giving math equal to, because he passed in other 2 subjects, math equal to maths plus giving grace marks, 5 marks extra. This you can do, but this you cannot do. You cannot change the individual mark because it's a constant.
Okay.
It will give error. But this marks you can keep on changing anytime you assign, change, update, increment. So these are all called variables, and this is called a constant. These are variables, constant. We use constant because we don't want
It's
anybody to change. Our program
okay.
need not change, and we can use this everywhere.
Okay.
So these concepts just recap. I'll give you maybe one more example. You try use these things: variable, constants, some of the data types. Write a simple program.
Okay, sir.
Okay, probably you write a program to collect somebody's salary. Ask for salary gather his January, February, three months salary
Okay.
and calculate the taxes. Okay.
Okay.
Assume he's giving less salary, and if the salary exceeds, for example, 3 lakh rupees, you tell he gets a 10% tax.
Okay.
If he exceeds 5 lakh rupees, 20% tax.
Okay.
Like that, you write one simple program. Use these concepts. This time, let me see how many concepts you will use in your program.
Okay, sir.
So we'll stop here. I
Okay.
hope it was useful, and we'll meet again tomorrow.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, thank you for staying back.
Okay,
Thank
sir.
you so much, sir.
Yeah, have a good day. Bye.
Good.
Very nice day too.